What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Bleeding BNG stream. Commander Talk Live. We're going to be doing a plethora of these over the course of the off season, but this is our mini camp recap edition. I know I teased it yesterday. Let me go ahead and get out in front of it now. I know I teased it yesterday. We had some technical. I'm going to be 100% honest. Your boy got pulled over. Your boy got pulled over on his way to the house. Dealt with a lot of police BS yesterday, and I didn't get home until after the stream was scheduled to start. And instead of starting too late, I just said we're back at it tomorrow because I knew it was going to be a second day of Commanders mini camp. I think it's 3 days. I think tomorrow will be the final day. So y'all know, as I say for every stream, yeah, this is a stream that is made by me, but it's ran by you. I don't come in here with a script. So however long this stream is going to be, the mood of this stream, the way that this stream is going to be dictated is based off of how you guys cut up in the chat. So go ahead, before I get too deep into this stream, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button so you're not missing any content on your Washington Commanders from us over here at Bleeding BNG. And last but not least, don't forget to flood the comment section, flood the chat, because y'all gonna keep this stream moving. If this stream can be 1 hour, this stream can be 5 minutes, depending on the amount of traction we get in the chat. And speaking of the chat, shout out to my guy Dubs family. What's up, gang? How you? I appreciate you spending your what's today? Your Thursday evening, your Thursday night with us. Wednesday. See, I'm losing my days. It's the end of the school year, y'all. Tomorrow's my last day of school. My days are running together. But guess what? As we start to ease down on keeping the main thing as far as my 9 to 5 goes, that just means more content from us over here at Bleeding BNG on your Washington Commanders. What's up, Tracy? What's up, gang? Like I said, it has been a minute, but we back at it. We're going to do a lot of these Commander Talk Live type streams over the course of the off season. We'll have training camp reaction videos as well. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get the Commander Talk. Let me see if I can get the Commander Talk Live up on the background. Let's see if we can do that real quick so we can feel real. I went Space Ghost coast to coast with the inspiration on the thumbnail. Let's see if I can put it up on the background. But yeah, so as I said, this stream is ran by me, but it's made by you. If we want to talk about how day one of the Commanders mini camp went, y'all go ahead and let me know your thoughts coming out of Ashburn over the course of the last couple of days. I know Dan Quinn spoke yesterday. Didn't really say anything of note, a typical Dan Quinn press conference when he says a lot of words, but don't really say anything at all. What's up, gang? What's up? I got Game 12. I appreciate you spending your Wednesday night, Wednesday evening. How we feeling about the team so far? Coming out of 2 days of minicamp. You see, I got on the screen all of the notifications from all of the beat reporters I trust out there in Ashburn. I trust what they're saying. And I know y'all like, oh my God, Jalen is shouting out the media. Shout out. It's a couple of guys and gals in that Commanders beat reporter lineage, that beat reporter room in that media that I do trust. John Kahn being one of those guys, even though, we got a challenge. Us over here at Bleeding BNG, when we aim to give you the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on the team, hey, we might go against what the media is saying if they're not telling the truth at times. I'm not saying that John Kahn is that guy, but we do respect what the media does. Hey, I got a broadcast journalism degree, so I can't not respect them. But John Kahn started off the day actually writing an article talking about how Ben Sinnott could be more effective in this offseason or in this offense. And it made me a little upset when I seen this because, everything during this time of the season, when it hits or anything Commanders related, it hits the timeline like crack, and anything Commanders related is going to start spreading like wildfire, right? So everybody's starting to pick this up. Now they're looking forward to a Ben Sinnott year 3 breakout come fall, come the 2026 season. But I want y'all to look at this because y'all know I take pride. I take pride in being like the Commanders fortune, the fortune teller in the Commanders content base, the psychic in the Commanders content base. I actually have planned on doing a video on Ben Sinnott since June 1st. Y'all seen that? So I'm a little upset that they got out in front of it, but it's makes me feel validated and vindicated in my belief that Ben Sinnott is due for a decent, I ain't gonna say a huge year, but a year that's been better than his first 2 in the NFL. Yeah, I can't wait for this season either, Brody. Glad to see they practicing harder this year. We gotta wait till training camp, Tracy. We gotta wait till training camp. I'm with you though. And I made a tweet last week. I said it's so funny to see the beat reporters, and this is why I do have to go against the Commanders media sometimes and the people in the Commanders brass talking about the team, because it's funny seeing them do a complete 180 talking about the intensity level of these practices, even though it's just voluntary OTAs and voluntary and mandatory minicamp, right? They're doing a 180 talking about how intense these practices were. But these were the same guys that was, I'm gonna just call it what it is. They were subtweeting me, indirectly tweeting me last year when I was calling out how soft Club Quinn practices were during training camp last year. I ain't gonna really say no names, but it was one guy that I vividly remember. I was talking about it. It was during the course of the season when the Commanders were struggling mightily, and I brought up the fact that this is what you get when you have 1 hour 1 hour long training camp sessions. And you guys' favorite beat reporter was like, didn't mention me, but he knew exactly who he's talking to, because we got a little motion over here, Bleeding BNG. You were like, the Commanders did not hold a training camp session that was shorter than 1 hour long. Oh, all right, bro. I was speaking hyperbolic, but guess what? Why are we mentioning the intensity of the practices this year? Why are we doing a complete 180 on the intensity of the practices for some voluntary OTA sessions and some mandatory minicamp sessions this year? Is that your conscience talking? So y'all know at Bleeder B&G, we love to say I told you so. I know what my 2 eyes showed me last year, my couple of times that I went up there to training camp at Ashburn. Those training camp practices was fast as fuck. They were short as hell. And they weren't intense at all. And I spoke about it. This is how you know it's not revisionist history. If you go back and look at my training camp videos from last year, I spoke about it then. But I did mention that I wasn't going to harp on it too long because we were coming off of a 12-5 season. But if we were going to have a bad season in 2025, which we had that and then some, that shit was a miserable season. This is the result of, like, I'm going to talk about those practices. This is the result of my commentary. Yeah, it's only mandatory minicamp. And I get it, bro. Like, we starving. We're going to be starving for the next 5 weeks. Once they conclude practice tomorrow or Friday, we're going to be starving for the next 5 weeks leading up to training camp. So we earning for and yearning for every piece of content that we can get that is Commanders related. But I can't. I got to see the pass fly. And I hate to be that boomer that get off my line ass. All right. There are some things to take out of mandatory mini camps. There are some things to take out of voluntary OTA sessions. Absolutely. But when you got a defense that was as porous as the one that we fielded last year in 2025, I'm going to have a hard time believing anything when it's not live bullets in the air, when it's not pass cracking, when we're not cracking skulls like Greg Minuski. If you want to go ahead and support the channel, though, you can go ahead and support the channel by sending the super chat through. We're going to help you by helping us, because we're going to give you the rightful attention that you deserve. You're going to jump to the front of the line. You're going to jump through everybody, jump past everybody in the chat room, give you the rightful attention that you deserve. And I appreciate everybody spending a Wednesday evening with us over here at Bleeding BNG. You can also support the channel by hitting the Cash App tag below at Stunner Showtime. You can see it on the ticker. So those are the 2 ways that you can support the channel. Everything and anything is appreciated. Because to be honest, we're going to look at some footage from the last couple of days of Commanders minicamp. So I don't know if this stream is going to get monetized. So the money that we can make from this stream is going to come from the super chats and the Cash App donations. So it is all appreciated. I think we're going to go until about 8:30. So we got about 50 more minutes left. But enough of me rambling. Let's get into all the partakers coming out of Ashburn in mandatory minicamp day 2 session. So we got Jay and Daniels throwing on air with the reverse Grinch Kobe's on, looking sweet. Looking sweet. Y'all remember in 2024, they tried to say that Jay and Daniels got the mismatched cleats from Jalen Hurts, just for it to be proven that Jay and Daniels was wearing mismatched cleats first. The good old days. I need my man Fi to get back in top 5 quarterback conversations. He ain't never left, in my opinion. But I need to troll NFL fans for having an elite quarterback when they don't. The guy's stretching. Pause. That sounded crazy. Do you believe the wide receiver core will be better than last year? Immensely. Immensely. I actually did a video a little over a month ago now, right after the draft, where I said that the Commanders have set up Jayden Daniels for success. Now, a lot of the things that I mentioned in that video was like indirectly going to be contributing to Jayden Daniels' success, like us building up the defense, like us having such a strong special teams unit as far as the returners go. But I also mentioned how I think that the wide receiver crew is much better than it was in 2025 with or without Brandon Ayuk. Now, if you've been tuned into this channel for a while, you know that I believe that it's inevitable that we ultimately sign Brandon Ayuk. But even without Brandon Ayuk, I think bringing back a De'Ami Brown, having a guy like Traylon Burks come in for a full offseason, building that chemistry with Jayden Daniels, This is a guy that still has first-round pedigree. I told y'all when he was going to score against the Denver Broncos, so I'm always be indebted to Traylon Burks because he made me look like That's So Raven that night. Luke McCaffrey going into year 3, coming off of a quietly productive 8 games before he injured his collarbone. If you look at the numbers, Luke was on pace for about 600 to 700 yards. And if you would have looked at that, at the back of the baseball card come the end of the season, you wouldn't be questioning if he was a project. You wouldn't be questioning his draft status. Now, that didn't happen. And I wouldn't knock you if you do question his draft status, talk about his project, him being a project as a prospect, and talk about how he was a nepotism draft pick with Adam Peters being as close to the McCaffreys. But I'm fully of the belief that Luke McCaffrey can get those 600 to 700 yards as a receiver if he is, healthy and available for the entire season. Jalen Lane, I think all pro returners in his future, but he's going into year 2. And I think Antonio Williams is bringing something that we hadn't had on the roster since Jayden Daniels has been here, and that's a sudden separator, somebody that gets open instantly. And I think that that's going to just unlock another level of Jayden Daniels' game. On top of this scheme, we've seen this scheme before. David Blau said that he's going to run a mix of what Jayden's been comfortable with coming out of Cliff Kingsbury's scheme with a lot of, Minnesota Viking principles with KOC, Kevin O'Connell, and West Coast influence systems, principles coming from like a Kyle Shanahan influence system. And these schemes have been known to scheme wide receivers open, right? So at that point, you just need wide receivers to catch the ball. So these are all the reasons why I think that this wide receiver core will perform better than they did in 2025. Shout out to you, Daniel Thomas 1235 for the question, though. I appreciate you. Terry and BA with Chig. Sheesh. Good luck. Tell me about it. That's a lot of speed. That's a lot of yards after the catch potential. And I think that that's the one thing that this offense, Chig already talked about how this offense, the spatial aspect of this offense is elite. There's going to be a lot of run after the catch scenarios, which Chig is elite in. Terry isn't a slouch in, and got to see how BA is coming back from that 2024 injury when he damn near messed up all his CLs in his leg. But that was something that he was good at a time in his career as well. So let's get back into all the things coming out of Ashburn, man. Like I said, the guy's stretching. Passes on air. You get a chance to see what Jeremy McNichols, Chig, Rashard White, Ben Sinnott. There's White rocking the number 1. How we feeling about Rashard White's prospects going into this year? Closer look at Rashard White. All the reports coming out of Rashard White, coming out of campus, everything that I expected. Like, he looks good right now. It's on air. He's a hell of a receiving back. My questions about Rashard White doesn't come in the passing game. He's a hell of a pass protector, and he's the hell of a receiving back. I question his vision as a runner, and that's something that you're not necessarily going to see into the pass fly. But I expect him to shine right now like he's doing. He's going to be a huge, big piece to this offense. For sure. Because I do think that he gives you something that we haven't had in a while, like with Antonio Williams being a sudden separator, Rachaad White's going to be one of the first chain movers that we've had for Jaden Daniels. Austin Eckler played that role in 2024, but he missed half the season. Think of guys like J.D. McKissick. Think of guys like Chris Thompson, guys that are going to turn 3-yard check downs into 7-yard gains to keep you ahead of the sticks and to keep you ahead of the downs. So I think that Rachaad White is going to provide that impact for this offense, which is something that you need to keep drives going and keep drives flowing. When Jaden, y'all remember at the beginning of the 2024 season when we were running like 15 and 14 play drives like it was nothing. Like that shit was week in and week out for like the first. It was week in, week out. When we were really playing ball dominant, ball control football up until like Jaden got hurt, in my honest opinion, in 2024. You need those type of chain movers like a Rachaad White, like a Austin Eckler, at those points to have those type of sustained drives and things of that nature. I would think that that's something that we were greatly missing last year, among other things, a plethora of other things. Josh Conley getting to work, going into year 2. I'm ready for a year 2 breakout for Josh Conley, even though y'all think that we hate him over here, Bleeding BNG. I think he has the potential to be a top 10 right tackle this year, especially in this scheme that thrives off of offensive line movement skills and offensive line athleticism. That's something that I've never questioned with Josh Conley. My only question has always been about his play strength, and he seemed to have a more defined body. Pause. Sounded a little crazy. But yeah, if he can build off of a successful second half of his rookie campaign, I ain't mad at it. DQ out there strapping wide receivers. I don't know. I just talked this wide receiver core up just for them to get clamped by Dan Quinn. Shit. Not looking too good. That wasn't the best timing. I'm just playing. The guy that seems to be one of the stars of the spring sessions, voluntary OTAs and mandatory mini camps included, Van Jefferson, unheralded wide receiver. I think he's going into his 7th or 8th season from the University of Florida. Has spent time with the Falcons, the Rams, has a Super Bowl ring with the Rams. Last year was with the Tennessee Titans. Somebody that Dan Quinn mentioned yesterday in his introductory to the mandatory minicamp press conference as a wide receiver that stuck out to him and impressed him over the course of these spring sessions, and kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit because you hear everybody that's there talk about Antonio Williams. You've heard people talk about Treylon Burks potentially having a breakout season. But Dan Quinn was like, nah, let me tell you about this OG and Van Jefferson. I think him and Terry have been in the league the same amount of time. I think he might be older than. No, I don't know if he's older than Terry. Terry was old as shit when he came into the league. Let me Google that real quick. Let me Google that real quick. Van Jefferson age. Van actually younger than Terry McLaurin. So Terry McLaurin's still the elder statesman in that room. I heard Commanders media personality say that Van Jefferson was the fastest wide receiver out there. I kind of questioned that. I hit that with the yeah, okay. But then you hear Dan Quinn talk about him. Hey, Buddy might have been on to something. Buddy might have definitely been on to something. Offensive line at work. Sam Cosme and Nick Allegretti working. They seem to be really buying into. Or is that Matt Golden? Nah, yeah, that's Golden, right? That's interesting to see Golden working with Sam Cosme. Because Allegretti wears 63, if I'm not mistaken, or 67, right? Yeah, that's Allegretti working off to the side. Okay. I said in my initial video after day 3 of the NFL draft, I think Matt Golden, there's a pathway for him to start at some point in the season. So to see that he's working with guys that we assume to be starter shit. Sam Cosme is damn near a Pro Bowl guard. I think that's a positive sign. Running backs on air. Has anybody noticed, and I'm about to sound crazy saying this, have we noticed how thick and how big Ja'Cory Krosky-Bill has gotten over the course of this season? It's almost as if somebody told him that he need to get prepared for a future role. It's almost as if somebody in Ashburn said that he need to bulk up to take a lion's share of the carries. It's almost as if there was a Washington Commander content creator that maybe a month ago mentioned all of these things in a video where they talked about how they expected Ja'Cory Krosky-Bill to break out in 2026. One of the reasons I talked about in that video is because I've noticed in those OTA session videos when they were asking the little questions, y'all know they play a game with the guys walking off the field damn near every day. I'm like, damn, Bill getting swole, bro. To the point where I started to feel uncomfortable looking at a man's body that long. But then you see the people that are in Ashburn now talk about it, the media guys, the beat reporters talk about it. And I'm like, nah, bro, the jig is up. Word to Drake. Somebody told Bill he getting 250 carries this year. And in that video, I made a prediction that Bill is running for at least 1,200 yards. And it looks like he getting ready for it. He preparing for that type of workload. Call that boy Big Body Bill. Shout out to Big Body Brunson and the New York Knicks. I might have to take that nickname off you though, bruh. We got a Big Body Bill in a burgundy and gold. Hella alliteration. I keep hearing people say Rachaad White looks so fast. Am I missing something? Like he don't look slow, don't get me wrong. Maybe if you look at him after like a Jeremy McNichols. But the way some people in the fan base talking about him, you would have thought we had motherfucking Usain Bolt in the backfield. What else they talking about in Ashburn? Quarterbacks at work. Sam Hartman out there, bitch, throwing ducks. That's probably a 3-yard pass. He threw all his might into that bitch. Oh, we got a super. Shout out my guy, Daniel Thomas, 1235. Man, you are reading my mind, Dan. You are reading my mind. I was actually planning on doing that video last weekend. Then I went and saw that my man that was letting me use his NFL Plus membership where I could get all 22 film footage. He canceled his membership. So if anybody has NFL Plus or I could get access to some all 22 film footage, please tap in with your boy. You can hit me off the stream or you can send super chats in like Dan Thomas, like my man Daniel Thomas 1235 did. You can keep sending super chats in so I have enough money to pay what I think it was $19.99 for that NFL Plus. But you are reading my mind, Dan. I actually planned on doing it a couple of weeks ago. Ever since the moves in free agency has started to die down and we can really project what the team is going to look like in 2026. Bro, get out my head. You are definitely reading my mind though. It's on the way though. I'm going to get NFL Plus somehow. So if anybody watching this stream right now has access to NFL Plus, holla at your boy. Or send a super chat through so your boy can pay for NFL Plus so we can get the people what they want. You see my man Dan said we want a David Blau and a Durante Jones scheme video. Yeah, it's either $19.99 or $14.99, either or. But I'm trying to buy a Tesla, so I ain't really got even if it's $14.99, I ain't got that monthly to spend right now, unless y'all send them super chats through. And I don't want to beg, but I'm trying to get the people what they want. Y'all see what the people want. My man Dan said he want a David Blau, Durante Jones scheme video. I can't do it unless I get all 22 footage from last season. I know the idea that I had for the video. That's actually the video that I teased. Let me see if I can pull it up. That's actually the video that I teased when I was like, because it'll tell you exactly how long I've been planning to do this video. I know y'all like this nigga bleeding being GB lying like shit. Man. What is that? I've been planning on doing this video since May 1st. Y'all see it on the screen. That's actually the video that I teased when I said this next YouTube video about to go crazy. I need at least 10K views. That was right after the draft. So yeah, that's when I found out that we didn't have access to NFL Plus anymore. I don't want to sound like the child called poor or anything like that, but my plug ain't plugging no more. Pause. That shit sounded crazy. Y'all know what I mean. But enough of me getting on my soapbox. Let's get back to what they was talking about in Ashburn today. The battle for the quarterback 3 position. It better be Ethan Kaliakmanis. Sam Hartman better be working fucking Paris Fashion Week in a month. I don't even need to see him at training camp if we're being honest. Terry McLaurin at work. Tell me about it, Jern. You know I am, George. But to be honest, none of these guys are going to be wide receiver 2 if we bring in Brandon Ayuk, which I think is inevitable. But I think right now we taking I think Ben Standard said it best. It's like a wide receiver 2 by aggregate approach. I think that's what we did in 2024. I think that's why you see so many guys in the wide receiver room with so many different skill sets. You got the big body guy in Burks that is known for having a flair for the dramatics, for catches, boxing out guys, making one-hand catches and things like that. It's about him making the routine plays, running the routine routes well. You got De'Ami Brown, the guy that still has the juice to beat guys downfield. You got Luke McCaffrey, who's supposed to be your route runner, but you got an even more nuanced route runner in a guy like Antonio Williams, an even more sudden separator. So I really think it's going to be a wide receiver 2 by aggregate. But if you ask me, if we don't bring in Brandon Ayuk and you tell me come January that Treylon Burks has the second most receiving yards on the team, I wouldn't be surprised. Am I predicting it? Not necessarily. I'll give you top 4 to 5 on the team, though. I'll give you top 4 to 5 because I think this offense, as I said in January, I think that this offense is tailor-made for Chig Okonkwo. Let me see. I think I said it in January. Chig in a West Coast system like music to my ears. Tell a friend to tap into Bleeding B&G before they tap into any other content creator, beat reporter. Because if you want to sound like the smartest friend in your fan group, Bleeding B&G got the eye, so they say. Chig Okonkwo in a West Coast system like music to my ears. Talk about it. He was still a Tennessee Titan on January 17th. I guess technically it was the new league years hadn't started yet. Hey, bro, do y'all remember last year? I don't know if it was his introductory press conference or at some point when he was getting interviewed in the season. When Laramie Tunsil was like, I got a big back. I got a big back, right? I've never looked at that nigga the same, bro. Because when he said that, I looked at him, we boots on the ground at Northwest Stadium, each and every home game for the Commanders. I looked at him that next home game. I was like, damn, nigga, you do got a big back, bro. Like, you're big as shit, bro. You're big as shit. Nimble as hell. And when you hear guys like Grant Paulson say that the Commanders don't have anybody that can reach first-team All-Pro status, this is when I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. You trying your best to take a dig at Jaden Daniels that you don't realize that you shading other elite players on this team. Now, we don't have a lot, but Laramie Tunsil is one of them. We don't have a lot, but Laramie Tunsil is one of them. But you so busy trying to take a dig at Jaden Daniels, you don't realize that you shading everybody else. I seen Grant Paulson walks on the back of his shoes. I'm scared of niggas like that. I say all that to say, just consider the source when you're hearing all this stuff on your team, man. Do you think the secondary, and y'all think I'm joking, I'm dead ass. Y'all know I be boots down the ground at Northwest Stadium. Grant Paulson be walking around that dirty ass concourse heels on the top of his shoes, raw dog in the ground. Do you think the secondary currently constructed under Jones' scheme will be able to succeed in match coverage again? Ooh, dang. What's up, bro? All right, let me get in my NFL primetime bag. Let me get in my NFL live bag because this is an amazing question. I don't want to straddle the fence, but this is really to be determined, right? If I'm just answering your question with a yes or no, that's to be determined. Do I think that they have the skills to? Yes. Yes. Because I think Trey Amos has the physical skills, right? I'm still questioning the mental part of his game. Not saying that I doubt it. He needs more reps at the cornerback position. I think that Mikey Sainristil and Amik Robertson have elite IQ where they'll be able to identify their matches and cover up their zones. But I think both of them present physical limitations where even with the most elite IQ, sometimes you're just simply not getting it because you a step too slow or your arms a couple of inches too small. So do I think they have the potential to? Yes. But in order for them to succeed, they're going to have to know this game like the back of their hands so that they playing faster than what they are, playing faster than what they 40 times will let on. Because, I've been talking about how Mikey Sarah still lacks top-end speed for the last couple of years, even when he was successful in 2024. And then people would love to bring up the fact that he runs a 4.40, right? Y'all know them 9 routes that he be getting burnt by is longer than 40 yards, right? That's why I don't love when people are like, when do you really run 40 yards in a football game? Nigga, when you a wide receiver, hella times. What? And it's not that Mikey Sanderson is slow. That's why I always said he doesn't have long speed. He's a short strider. He gets the one gear that's fast, not elite speed, but he stays there. He don't necessarily have that gear to pick it up and put him down. That's why oftentimes when you see Mikey Sanderson beat, where is he beat? Deep. As a rookie and in his second year. So these guys, if this scheme is as easy as I've heard so many people talk about, we heard Leo Chanel talk about how easy this scheme is to understand and to learn. We heard Sonny Styles talk about how easy this scheme is. We heard Jeremy Reeves talk about how easy this scheme is to learn. So if this scheme is that easy to learn, and part of me is led to believe that, and this is where I really get like personal in my experience. I don't really know Durante Jones, right? But y'all know he coached at Bowie State, my alma mater. Gray shirted, never played it down at Bowie State, but gray shirted my freshman year to the point where I said, man, fuck this shit. I'm not going to the NFL. But I was in that football. I know about that football ecosystem at Bowie State, right? I know that in order for you to coach at Bowie State, and this is no shade to my Bowie State Bulldogs. Shout out, I bleed that back and go. I'll be at homecoming in October. I know in order for you to coach at Bowie State at any point that Bowie State has had football, you've had to dumb it down. You've had to dumb it down schematic-wise. The defense that Durante Jones was coaching under Brian Flores to the Minnesota Vikings, I know he wasn't teaching Bowie State in 2007. I know it. I know the type of caliber athlete that comes out of Bowie State. And I'm not even talking about like physical abilities. I'm just talking about like thinking the game. Shit, half the football team would come to me like damn, bro, like you really like think the game. Yeah. I know with Bowie State in 2007 wasn't running a bunch of match principles. So he has that experience where he's able to dumb it down and make the defense easy to relay and easy to learn and easy to translate onto the field. So I say all of that to say, and I know this is a long answer, Dan. I hope I answered your question. I think that there's potential for the secondary to know this game like the back of their hands come September if they really dive into it. And if they're playing fast, yeah, I think that they can succeed. I think that Trey Amos can match up with number 1 wide receivers in the league. No, I'm not saying that he's a top 10 corner. I'm not saying that. But I think that he can match up with the wide receiver ones. I would love to see Trey Amos travel, to be 100% honest with you. And to be honest, when you're running a bunch of match coverage and man principles, or more match principles than man principles, but they tend to start out the same pre-snap, it really doesn't matter if your cornerback one is traveling. Like, it don't. You ain't really giving up nothing in pre-snap disguises or nothing like that. Grant Paulson is part of the parts of the DC. Talk, hey man, you said it, not me. I agree though. They swear I hate him. Grant don't need to talk to me on social media no more, bro. Because I was the first one to talk about like how he just takes shots at Jayden Daniels. Jay, we can all agree. Anybody watching this stream right now probably and should believe that Jayden Daniels had the greatest rookie season quarterback in the NFL history, right? In the middle of that season, in the game that Jayden Daniels got hurt in, Grant Paulson was hyper analyzing why Marcus Mariota was connected with Terry McLaurin over the middle better than Jayden Daniels had all season. That's when I was like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get this nigga out of here, bro. And I called it out then. And you'll see it. It's going to come up in the next couple of weeks whenever everybody gets on the Grant Paulson hate train. I retweet it all the time. Like, I tried to let y'all know, but y'all hate when I run victory laps. So many people came to Grant's defense that day. Why are we hyper analyzing why Marcus Mariota is connecting over the middle to Terry McLaurin on 2 catches better than Jayden Daniels? In a season where Terry McLaurin ended up being a second-team All-Pro. That's hate, bro. That's hate. Don't tell me you don't hate this nigga, bro. That's hate. That's hate. And you know when they call you, when you call it out, they try to gaslight you. I appreciate that, Dan. You know, I try. You know, we've been doing this little podcast thing for a minute now. But this all I fucking watch, man. I got the World Cup going on in the back, like football, and basketball. And I be trying to get in my baseball thing because the Nats getting back nice. My Nats getting back nice. I remember when the Nats won the World Series in 2019. Some of the latest times I had, I was 23. Now I'm 30. That shit seems like just yesterday. Some of the most amazing. So the city, I know the city's lit when the Nats lit. Wizards got the number 1 pick. I try to learn. I try to show off as much ball as I know. Pause. Y'all make sure y'all stay tapped into the channel and subscribe if y'all like to watch the Wizards though, for our Wizards content on Wiz Kids Forever. Y'all know we've been pushing out that content too. This is a video I quote tweeted earlier, gained a little traction. I think he got like 300 likes at this point. Quote tweeted it off my man Scott Abraham, but you can tell by just this video, like Jayden's spinning that thing. Jayden's spinning that hoe. And I know somebody's going to watch this stream and be like, bro, his passes on air. What are you talking about? Let me give you a little story. Y'all know we've been Commander season ticket holders since 2021. During the 2022 MiniCamp session, we used to get invited to MiniCamp. Like MiniCamp. Like it was intimate as hell. It was real loud, like us, the coaches and the players. That's where I got my Terry McLaurin autograph. That's where me and Curtis Samuel built a little relationship to the point where when I was seeing that nigga at the stadium, he was giving me head nods and shit like that. Like it used to be real intimate, right? So I say all this to say, I'm trying to draw it up for you. For anybody that's like, oh man, Jayden's throwing passes on air, he's supposed to be doing that. Let me take you back to 2022. We were on the sideline. This was before Josh Harris came and tricked out Ashburn and put some bleachers on the sidelines. There was a yellow access rope. Y'all know the old rope that you got to get behind to get your autographs and everything. That's what they had us standing behind practice. The Commanders were throwing passes on air, right? I'm talking to my man Rio, and Rio can y'all go ask Rio. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Rio can confirm this story. Me and Rio are talking behind the little yellow access line. Bro, we about 10 yards off to the side. We about 30 yards away from where they throwing the footballs at. They throwing them in the middle of the field. I'm talking to Rio. Then I just see a football go, woo! Like right there, like a foot away from me. This nigga Carson Wentz has sprayed that bitch so bad on air. You would have thought that pass was intended for me. And like I said, I was behind the access line. I was trying to get a goddamn autograph, and this nigga was throwing me passes in the middle of minicamp. So for anybody that's like, oh man, Jaden is just throwing these passes on air, he's supposed to do that. Nah, man. I've as a Washington fan, I've seen the abyss. And as long as Jaden ain't spraying that bitch on the sideline behind the access rope, that's an improvement. I'm glazing it. You know, I glaze anything that Five do right now. There's a reason why I got the strand right there on the wall. First Commanders content creator with the Jaden Fathead. Y'all go ahead fact check it. Y'all go ahead fact check it. Y'all go ahead fact check it. First Commanders content creator with the black jersey. Y'all go ahead fact check it. Let me stop talking about shit, man. That's why that's why we don't be watching your shit, man. You always talking about yourself. David Blau, Jay and Daniel chopping it out. Man, did anything come out of practice? We ain't really get no practice recaps. They just jump straight to they just jump straight from individuals to press conferences. You see Van Jarvis in the start of the spring sessions. OG Van Jefferson had a walk-off touchdown in practice. That was about the only practice update that we got. I thought I had Linnell notifications on. Y'all say what y'all want about Linnell. He usually does a good job giving practice updates when he's on the field. Yeah, I got it. Linnell wasn't at training camp today? Oh, no, he wasn't. All right, I think at this point, all right, we see Luke catching passes. All right, so we see some post-practice footage. I think Luke is due for a big year. I think Luke is due for a big year. I think Luke, I'm calling in now. Y'all go ahead and screen record it. I'm going to give you a second to pull your phone out. Y'all go ahead and screen record it so that when it happens, I want y'all to drop the video. I want y'all to drop the clip and say that Bleeding B&G said this shit on June 17th. I'm giving you a minute. I'm rambling right now to give you a second to pull out your recorder. Y'all let me know when y'all ready. Because you know we know for a good hot take over here. You follow Grant. Bruh, I got to, bro. I got to follow Grant, bro. This the thing. I never have, been a Grant hater because once 106.7 monopolized the fucking I was always a Team 980 guy growing up. Like, I used to listen to Inside the Locker Room with John Thompson with my dad. Like, that's why I listen to talk show radio now. It's because of my pops. I was always Team 980 until she ain't got off the radio the first time. Around 2017? Then they monopolized the fucking radio market where the Junkies is the only morning show now. So ever since that happened, bro, I'm just programmed to keep it on 106.7 The Fan, right? So I say that to say, on top of, y'all know my man Jeff is the producer for B. Mitch and Philly. That was one of my best friends in college. I just get my information from them, bro. Like, I don't get no thoughts from Grant. I don't give a damn what he says. And one of the biggest reasons I follow Grant is to troll him on the timeline when he's talking bullshit. Some of my most viral tweets have been me checking Grant on the timeline and everybody jumping him. Like he trying to get initiated in the game. It don't even just be unbelievable, Dan. It'd be weird. Like, this man's getting you probably arguably the greatest quarterback in season in franchise history. Who you gonna argue? Like, what other seasons? Mark Rippon, maybe that 1 year he had. I mean, outside of Sonny Jerk, I'm pre-fucking dinosaur years, bro. Shout out to Sonny and Sammy. I'm talking about pre-Stone Age, post-Stone Ages. He's giving you the best quarterbacking season that you've ever had, and that's just the guy that you choose to hate on. That shit is weird to me. Because doesn't know how to cover this thing when it's good. They feed themselves off fan discourse. Not only do they feed themselves off fan discourse, you know what drives their discourse? And I said it when I first started doing podcasts and when I first started making my name on social media and stuff like that. But as every passing day goes by, I just get more and more convinced and more conviction. Every radio topic, I ain't gonna say every 85% of the local radio topics in Washington, D.C. comes from some tweets that these radio hosts seen on Twitter. From something that one of the content creators started, a discussion that one of the content creators started. And the other 15% they get off ESPN. 85% of their topics and their discourse comes from us on social media. They're watching. They're watching. They're trained to watch. They got CK that they always talking about on 1067, the boss. He scours social media. I'm telling you, he scoured Twitter all day and all night. All right, let's get into some of these. Since we ain't had too many updates from practice, let's get into some of these press conferences before we head on out. Well, Lermy didn't have any media session, but they got him in the scrum. Spoke to us after. He said, "Oh, Jaden, I don't really have to say much about 5. Elite, no elite. He's somebody who wants it. Somebody who's down to be it. I mean, let's see what Lermy had to say about
your journey that they want to see that you did it. You mentioned it. This system, how can it benefit the run game a little bit more?
We run out the ball. We able to attack a little bit more than we did last year. In the sense of a lot of things.
What he say? We running what the ball?
How can it benefit the run game a little bit more?
We run out the ball. We able to attack a little bit more than we did last year. In the sense of a lot of things, it helps.
We running what?
Game a little bit more.
We run out the ball.
We running
attack a little bit more
out the ball. I think he meant to say off.
In the sense of a lot of
the ball.
It helps Jaden, it helps the receivers, helps us.
I was reading a quote from you, I think last week. I think you said how people, when they look at your
talk about it, K,
they want to see that you did it your own way.
Hey, K.
Kind of expand that. What is your own way?
I ain't like him talking dirty.
Just going no agent.
I'll send them my way. Y'all know
I started doing this.
We undefeated fan discourse. I'm the one that was trolling Philly fans in their face. Any nigga trolling UK, send them my way. We'll shut that shit down.
Everybody, experience whatever it is, whatever it can be. And that's how I kind of did it. I just kind of became my own agent. Just kind of paved the way for these younger guys.
He's obviously listening because he's reshaped his body a little bit in the offseason. Did you take notice of that?
Come on, now that's Bama. That's us. We working our ass.
That's me.
We working every day.
He said, "That's me." I love Lermy taking pride in being a leader.
For lunch and breakfast, there's no carbs for dinner. He came in there. We ate right. There's protein for lunch and breakfast. There's no carbs for dinner. Supplements every day. Like it's a routine that we have to live by. Just to change our body.
Speaking of being a leader, this is year number 3 for Jaden. Have you noticed any type of growth in terms
one of the best leaders in the NFL?
Absolutely, dog. I really don't have to say much about 5, man. He gonna get
the glow up.
You said dog a lot this press conference. So can you explain dog for all of us?
Somebody who wants it. Somebody who's.
Bro, everything big on Lermy Tunstall's up his eyebrows, bro. Shout out to my guy. I'm rocking. I'm rocking with all the content creators, man. And everybody talking about Bill getting bigger in the off season. Your boy Bleeding B&G said that joint. I got to pull the timestamp back up. When we do that video on Bill? What was the date we did that video on Bill? Let me see. Videos. We did that video on Bill. May 29th. It's June 17th. Y'all tell them beat reporters I can teach them a thing or two, bro. Just use your eyes, bro. Just use your eyes. I got some people that swear that I know some people on the team. I got sources. I've never claimed to have sources. They probably, bro, how you know? Just use your eyes, bro. Just use your eyes. Believe what your eyes are telling you. All right, let's get into these press conferences. Because Jaden was shutting niggas down left and right today. Bill talk first. Big body Bill.
thing. Like that's my only goal, my only focus. Like just winning and being a whole different version of myself. So just got to get better. And it's been fun.
Boy,
Him, K
Bill
Mac,
still a man of
Jerome,
few
like
words.
all those guys, like they've been in the league. So I'm still young and I'm still soaking up the game from them. So I mean, Rashad, he been a great teammate. He very smooth, like catching the ball. So I'm gaining knowledge like from Rashad, like with the receiving stuff, and like he's been open arms to me and like just
And
teaching
that,
me like how he do it, how he moves. So like it been a blessing.
and that's what I said at the beginning of this stream. I have no qualms about Rashad White in the pass game at all. As a pass protector and a pass catcher. And if some of that can rub off on Bill in an aspect of his game where I think that he can tap into, no, he doesn't necessarily have anything last year or anything on film that has me believing that he can be some like good pass catcher out the backfield outside of his skill set. But if he can learn some of those nuances of catching the passes out the backfield and be a better pass blocker, because I think that was one of the reasons that he was in the doghouse last year with Cliff Kingsbury, even though I think some of that was him being scapegoated. I'm gonna call it what it is. He could stand to be a better pass protector. Hearing him say that some of that Rashad White skill set is like rubbing off to him and he's learning from him, I think that's a positive sign.
For like him to come be in the backfield with me.
Bill's second NFL season, second offense you got to learn. So what do you think about the new offense by David Blau?
I love it. I feel like we going downhill with it. Like everybody.
Listen, like I said, I think that Laramie Tunsil meant that they're running off the ball, meaning that the offensive line is going forward, meaning that they're running the ball. And then when you hear Bill say that we're going downhill, they're telling you what this offense is going to look like. When they're talking about protecting Jaden Daniels, they're not just talking about with passing plays. We are going to be running the shit out of the football, playing dominant ball control football, and it's going to look a lot like the first half of the 2024 season. I'm telling you that now. They've been saying it all off season. When you got a guy like David Blau that saw firsthand what the Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery backfield could do, go look. And there are times where, have there been games where Jared Goff let that blitz fly and had it spraying all over the place? Yeah, but they play indoors a lot. Look at those outdoor games against Chicago, against Green Bay. The Detroit Lions are running the ball 40 times.
Attacking it, everybody learning it, putting the time in it. So like, I mean, I love it. Like we all bought in, so we just ready like to go out there and execute it.
Curious from a running back's perspective, with Jaden being under center more, how can that benefit the run game?
I mean, I feel like as a running back, you can see things before it happen. Like I feel like it's better than being in gun with me personally. So like, get to see things before it happens.
In that video I did on Bill, I said everybody talking about how this offense is going to help Jaden Daniels. I think the biggest beneficiary is going to be Bill. And you hear them ask Jaden, it's almost like he wanted to say that in his answer. Look at the pause in his answer when they ask him about Jaden.
As a running back, you can see things before it
benefit the run game. Curious from a running back's perspective, with Jaden being under center more, how can that?
They ask about Jaden.
I mean, I feel like
shit. It was almost like right there he wanted to say, I mean, shit. I feel like this offense going to help me the most. But he had to get a little PC. He had to get a little politically correct in his answer.
Before it happens, like, I feel like it's better than being in with me personally. So like, get to see things before it happen, and I feel like it's a great great thing for the running back.
That boy Bill, still a man of few words. If you know, you know.
Just taking it day by day, really. Just doing the little things to get better, and like just putting the work in, like just knowing it's gonna pay off, and not like just trying to think too far ahead. Just putting the work in and just trusting the process, really. So I feel like long as me and the backs do that, like everything else will handle itself.
That boy Bill was in the weight room this offseason. He wasn't reimbursed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wasn't in the library.
Whatever to help the team win, like that's all I'm here for. Like just to win a lot of games and have fun while I'm doing it.
Nice one.
Yeah, just being a better me. That's it. that's the main thing we've been emphasizing. Just do you.
In the
But
chat, what's your prediction? How many
just keep
yards is
working.
Bill gonna run for in this
That's all they want to
offense?
see.
Y'all let
So
me know in the chat.
that's what I'm gonna do. Just keep working.
Thanks, Bill.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all let me know in the chat. How many yards Bill running for? All right, so we heard Bill speak. I guess Will Harris spoke today at the podium.
Into the playbook has been really fun, and so I'm excited.
Defensive identity. What is that identity? What do you want to create?
I mean, we listen, we just try and be, that physical group, that that feared group, that dog group. We got guys in every room here who are more than capable and have been playing this game at an elite level. And so we just all looking to be all in one and play as one. And when we out there, just play on the string, as we call it. So just be on the same page and just fly around like we know how to do.
I think Will Harris cements it as a starter.
I would just say everything's new right now. Everything's new, kind of just, and we're owning that, and it's a learning process every day. And the end goal is to be able to obviously know it like the back of your hand and feel and feel free out there. And I love it. I love it. This scheme, man, it allows for all 11 players on defense to have times to eat. So I'm excited to get out there with my brothers and ball out. Okay. Amazing. I mean, he's bringing his whole wealth of knowledge that he's had. We learn from him every day, especially in the DB room. And we talk to him. We talk to DJ every day. So,
Seems like all the
he's
DBs
been a great tremendous resource for us.
with Devontae Jones.
Being able to
Makes
kind of
sense.
see it
He's a
from his
defensive
view,
back coach.
and it's our job to then make what he wants, come to life, come to life on the field. So excited. All good. All right, appreciate it.
All good. I ain't got no more. Leo Chanel spoke. So I mean, the team is basically telling you like what to expect this season. I know it's a lot of MiniCamp fodder,
in my opinion, I really like it. It's
but I've always said some of these things we need to listen to. My man George said he doesn't think Bill is going to be in as much because we have White to catch the ball, 850 yards rushing. I get your theory, Greg. I mean, I get your reasoning, George. Here's my thing though. Do you think he's going to get less opportunities than he did this past season? Because even in the doghouse for 6 weeks, he still had 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. So you think he's going to get a couple of more touches, or is he not going to be as productive? I get where you're coming from though, but it ain't like he had a hell of a lot of touches last year, and we saw what he did with him, with it. Like from the Bears game to the second Giants game, Bill was in the doghouse and still ended up with 808 TDs. All right, let's see what Leo Chanel was chatting about. We're going to go Leo Chanel and then Jay and Daniels before we head on out of here.
It's very linebacker friendly. So it was cool coming here, be able to like look at my options and decide to come here. Not only, great all around administration, like players, coaches across the board, but the scheme that Coach Jones.
I love that he mentioned that this defense is linebacker friendly, because that's one thing that stuck out to me when we were bringing in Devontae Jones. Because I agree. When you see Van Ginkel making splash plays, when you see guys off the edge like Dallas Turner and Jonathan Grenard making splash plays, and then a guy like Ivan Pace, who's 5'11", when he's healthy, he's flying all over the pace. I do think that this scheme is real linebacker friendly, especially for athletic sideline to sideline linebackers, see ball, get ball type linebackers. So to hear Leo Chanel kind of like double down on that,
brought,
I love to hear.
From Minnesota is really linebacker friendly, in my opinion. A lot of eyes on the quarterback, be able to see the running back in the run game.
See ball, get ball.
Just be able to make plays. It's exciting.
What else does make it?
Leo Chanel gives swole
like I said, like, the two big things, you get the pass and the run game. It's like in the pass game, we drop back a lot of defenses, different defenses. It works for them. They search the routes down, they're staring at the routes while, sometimes the ball's in the air. But a lot of our match zones or a lot of our coverages here allow us to really like get back to where we're supposed to be, see peripheral routes, but be able to look back at the quarterback, be able to break on where he's
talking about. He slipped up. He letting y'all know he's playing match coverage.
Pass in the run game, it's like, in the past game, we drop back a lot of time, a lot of defenses, different defenses, and it works for them. They search the routes down, they're staring at the routes while sometimes the ball is in the air. But a lot of our match zones or a lot of our coverages here allow us to really like get back to where we're supposed to be. See peripheral routes, but be able to look back at the quarterback, be able to break on where he's throwing, so we get more hats to the ball, more
So expect
opportunity
a
to
lot
break
of
big plays,
linebackers dropping in the
and the run
coverage.
game really
That's
just
why
being
you
able to flow
drafted
off the
Sonny
top of the running
Styles. That's
back
why you
shoulders.
bringing in Leo Chenal.
It's great.
Honestly, when I'm
He
hearing more and more
brings
things come
something
out of
from
this
Minnesota that's
defense and like
everybody's excited about.
scheme related,
Just his energy, his passion,
I
and
keep asking the question: Where does Frankie
he's
Luvu
really
fit
been
in
in that
this
system
defense?
for a while. So we're all just learning from him, and that's kind of the cool part too. It's like I came in, I'm new to the team, guys are new to the team, but really all in this together because starting fresh with Coach Jones.
Leo, you were a rookie once. What have you seen from Sonny, and how do you try to help him a little bit, kind of get acclimated to life in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell like why he was drafted. Top 10 picks. He definitely
Talk
looks the
about it.
part. He plays the part. He
Physical
sounds the part.
specimen.
Just from a young guy, coming from a big program, playing how he did. He's early meetings, like late at the stadium or at the facility here. He commands the defense well. He's very communicative. Obviously, he's a freak athlete. That's so I just see it, like a already like great like maturity from him that you don't get a lot from younger guys. So it's been cool to watch him already grow from his high starting point.
In terms of how the team sees your fit, like Durante, defensive coaching staff, what do they see from you in terms of what they want you to bring to this defense and how you're going to fit in the scheme?
Yeah, I mean, just being like a vocal leader. We have great guys all around. Frankie's great and everything, and just be able to add to that. Contribute where I can. Obviously we drafted Sonny in the first round, so you never know how it'll play out. You got great guys. You got it's a good problem to have. You got great linebackers all around, great guys on the edge. So just being able to play where I can, play where they want me to play.
Thanks, Leo.
All right, thanks guys.
Leo, is it Chanel or Chanel? I've heard it both ways.
Chanel.
Chanel.
Thanks for asking.
Thank you. Chanel. Got it.
Chanel. That boy Leo CC like a titty surgeon. Chanel. So y'all heard it from the source. It is Leo Chanel. Stop that Chanel shit. It is Leo Chanel. If y'all hear me say Chanel, y'all call me out on it. Before Leo Chanel, damn, I just said it. Before Leo Chanel come beat the shit out of me. I'm excited for Owe and Chase. Bro, I'm excited for this entire defense. I honestly think the defense might be the better side of the ball this year. And that's what I think Jaden Daniels is going to bounce back. That's not a knock to Jaden Daniels by any means. I think the defense can be that good, though. All right. Speaking of Jaden Daniels, let's hear what the Golden Boy has to say before we head on out of here.
And just get to learn every day and get better.
How comfortable are you at this point?
I still got a long way to go.
In what way?
I mean, we only just installed how many ever practices. I know we got a lot more to go, but just built the foundation, man. You just keep building off of it. The same thing I've always been doing.
I love it. I love how he's downplaying his comfortability in his offense. We know Jaden Daniels is a fucking serial killer. We saw in 2024 how cerebral he is. Do we honestly think that he doesn't feel comfortable with this offense? We heard Jalen Lane last week say that he seems like the founder of this offense. But I love downplaying the expectations so that you can overperform on the production on the back end. I love it. I love it. Talk to him, Kyle.
Same thing I've always been doing. It doesn't change, even though I'm just away from the facility, but still studying, still communication, watching film, that don't change. I think just learning the new offense terminology, why we're attacking this play, what we want to do in this play, and things like that. No, I think so. I mean, that's somebody that I'm very close with on and off the field. So from there, we kind of just get back in the rhythm. He's grown, I've grown. So
Who they
now
ask
he
him
seen me
about?
year one. Now we're in year three. So it's just kind of just build off of what we left off at, and then somebody that I'm very how we're attacking this play, what we want to do in this play, things like that.
For the Army.
No, I think so. I mean, that's somebody that I'm very close with, on and off the field. So from there, we kind of just get back in the rhythm. He's grown, I've grown.
They needed each
So
other,
now
bro.
he's seen me year one.
I
Now
mean,
we're
the
in
Army
year
needed
three.
Jaden more than Jaden
So
needed
just
the
kind of
Army,
just
but
build
they
off of
needed
what
each
we
other.
left off at, and then
That
try
boy
to
the
continue
Army
to get
was
better.
miserable in Jacksonville. All that sunny weather, he was miserable down that bitch.
I'm done talking about last year.
I'm
Last year,
so
last
glad he
year.
shut down that
Move.
performative ass, dramatic ass question. Who asked that? That was a Scott Abraham ass question. We gotta start with the theatrics, bruh. These new age athletes don't give a fuck about your 30 for 30 spill, bruh. I'm so glad he shut that shit down. Talking about from last year, how can you build off of the motivation? Shut
Three.
the hell up.
So just kind of just build off of what we left off at, and then try to continue to get better.
Jaden, when you're coming and working in practice, how much did the struggles of last year fuel you and motivate you
Pull up on us.
have a bounce back?
You know we didn't do it, family.
I'm done talking about last year. Last year.
Talk about it,
Moving
fam.
on
That shit over.
to this season, and whatever happened last year is what happened last year. Can't do anything for me, but just continue to get it better.
Jaden, individually, what are your goals this year?
That's why
Win football games.
the windshield bigger than the rearview mirror. Let me go ahead and rewind that if y'all ain't here because I'm talking too much. They asked him what is his goal for
Anything
this.
for me, but just continue to get it better.
Jaden, individually, what are your goals this year?
Win football games.
That's some Tom Brady shit. What's up? What's up, Simba? What's up, gang?
It helped out a lot, man. Just that relationship we have, that we built since I've been here at first, and we both grown a lot over these years. And now he kind of knows me, knows how I work, knows what buttons to push, how to push me, what I can handle, what I need to get to grow at, and things like that.
We
So
talking
it's
about
been fun.
Blau?
How will be
Who? Oh, DJ.
Oh, DJ Williams.
No, I mean I haven't. That was my first time when DJ got here. Was my first time meeting him. Obviously, I heard about him through Doug, but haven't really formally met him. And it's been cool, man. He's been pushing me. We've been having conversations, not even just about football, but about life and stuff like that. So it's been fun.
now that you've had a little time with your center out for this spring? How do you think that can help you in your offense?
Um, I mean, man, it's just giving different variations and variety. Different formations, run, play action. Either that's in the gun, Y zone, inside zone, mid zone, things like that. So, man, I'll just open up a lot more things that we have to go out there and give, and then from there, just keep learning, keep building from there, and get better in training camp when the time comes.
Tight end friendly offense more so than last year. What does that mean for you?
Get the ball, get them the ball, and let them do their thing. I mean, that's as a quarterback, kind of
Bruh,
where you gotta
Jaden do
make
not
sure
fuck with these
everybody's
niggas.
going the right way, and then when it's time, get your playmakers the ball and let them go out there and do what they do.
I'm glad he back in that mode though.
Chick's been fun, man. His personality shows a lot. It's pretty awesome. He's a very good locker room guy, and then out there on the field, man, you can see him with his speed and everything. Give him the ball in space, man. He can make a lot happen.
Over the last couple of weeks, several of your teammates have mentioned that you've grown as a leader. How do you try to establish that here?
I think it just comes with maturity, and what I built, like the calluses I have from my rookie year, my second year, and just go out there and be intentional with everything I do.
You mentioned calluses. What are those calluses?
Man, I mean, experience within the games, experience of what I've seen, how I want to route ran, and things like that. And kind of just, like I said, being intentional with everything that we got going on.
Jaden, you mentioned you're still learning. What do you think about the receivers and how they've grown over the past couple weeks?
Man, it's been awesome. We've all grown over this off season, so it'll be fun to everybody come back when now we're more comfortable. We're going to know the installs, know how we want to attack each play. It'll be fun to see what we can do in training camp. Get better.
What did you learn most about the receivers last week?
I mean, everybody's willing to work. Very intentional with what they do. It's a lot asked on them with different formations, maybe a motion to shift, things like that, different splits. So everybody's been there willing to work, willing to learn, and that's kind of what I've seen from everybody.
Two more.
Different or similar to the 2024 group now that Diaby's back?
I think every room is different. I know we have Terry and Diami and Luke was in that room, and some other. We got a lot of new guys, but I don't really try to compare or contrast a lot of different things, man. This 2026 years in this room is gonna be a 2026 year room.
Talk about it. 5-5. Done with y'all shit. I'm kind of mad I watched this. I
Man,
watched a whole bunch of dumb
it's
questions.
awesome, man. It's awesome to obviously my favorite athlete of all time, and what man,
Why they asking about
brother.
Kobe?
We got a lot of new guys, but I don't really try to compare or contrast a lot of different things, man. This 2026 years in this room is gonna be a 2026 year room.
Okay, you are Kobe cleats. Can you just talk about having that Mamba mentality that's going to play with all the teams?
Man, it's awesome, man. It's awesome to obviously my favorite athlete of all time, and what he's meant not only to my life but Southern California, where I'm from, and obviously I'm a huge fan of the Lakers. So it means a lot, man. Just go out there and see the work that he put in, and hopefully one day, I could resemble that in some way. I know I can't be Kobe, but I could be Jay Daniels.
Talk.
Yeah, we'll get together. We'll get together at some point. We'll get a little trip going on. We'll see. You guys probably see on social media or something. Thank y'all.
So there you have it. You get confirmation that at least Terry McLaurin and De'Ami Brown will be working out with Jay and Daniels in LA at some point over the 5 weeks between mandatory minicamp and training camp. They asked him about other people. He didn't want to give out too much. You might see Brandon Ayuk. I don't know. I wouldn't get my hopes too up. I wouldn't get too far ahead of my skis. But yeah, I'm super excited to see that. You'll probably see another De'Ami Brown YouTube video, another De'Ami documentary. But be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for minicamp recap of day 3 tomorrow for Commanders Talk Live. Come back to the channel. Tell a friend to join us. I appreciate y'all coming and support us on your Wednesday night, your Wednesday evening. Shout out to my guy. You know we give you the rightful attention that you deserve. My guy Daniel Thomas for the super chat. If you want to continue to support the channel, the Cash App tag is below. Super chats available as well. But yeah, I appreciate y'all spending y'all Wednesday evening, Wednesday night with us. We back after tomorrow with Commanders Talk Live, our mini camp recap edition. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, we're gonna have a plethora of these over the course of the off season. Reacting to training camp days, giving a live reaction to day 1, day 2, day 3 of training camp. So make sure you make sure you stay tapped into this channel. So you're not missing any of this content on your Washington Commanders from us at Bleeding BNG. And I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. Peace.